Welcome to Reflective Fashion Production. This is Like Love Luxury. Mirror Check presents Self Awareness. Hi, my name is Monica, and I really just, before we get started, I want to tell you the definition of self awareness. Self awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's feelings, desires, motive, and character. So I do want to let you know what that is right off the bat because I think that's very important. And I also feel like self awareness is the foundation of self care. And we could talk about that a little bit later, but today I wanted to actually go back in time. So a couple of years ago, I was in cosmetology school in South Carolina. I went to Paul Mitchell Greenville, and I wanted to basically talk about all products Paul Mitchell. So as I was going through school, I wanted to just really dive in deep on the products that benefited waves, curls, and coils. Now, I say waves, curls, and coils because of the standard out there. Straight is the best hair. Straight is healthy hair, but that's not necessarily true. All hair is healthy hair when you take care of it, right? So, with that being said, I um, was in school, and it was all about hair as well as nails and facials and makeup, And as I was in school, my main focus was to just make sure that I could, say the products that I like, say the products that I love, and what would go in my luxury bag. What would go in my salon if I used it on hair, right? That was my mindset at the time. So, with that being said, it was just like awesome, right? And I think I did like a few videos, but not a lot. And what's going to happen is periodically, once I start getting more videos out about, the products that I use in my salon today, which is Verb, um, I'm going to start archiving those videos. But I really didn't really focus on those videos per se at hand, and because my life shifted, and honestly I really wasn't focused on making content like that, which I've always wanted to do. Me and Malia, we always wanted to put out content and do certain things, and I think our our gears shifted after the world shut down, so it was a little different. But with that being said, I'm here now. And I decided to change my title from hairstylist to beauty advisor. And the reason why I'm changing my title from hairstylist to beauty advisor is because I feel like it fits my lifestyle best. And here we're creating a lifestyle. I think it's important to create the lifestyle that you want to live versus creating a lifestyle that you see someone else have. And for me, I've always felt like my lifestyle was always luxury. I don't care what everybody else has around me. It's all about me and what I like. And you have to be realistic when it comes to luxury as well. What is luxury to you? What is the definition of luxury when you have it in your hand? You know what I'm saying? So at that point, when I thought about, my Like Love Luxury series, I'm just like, okay, well, how am I going to spin this off? Because I have three different concepts. I have To Braid or Not to Braid, which talks about hair. And then I have Face to Face, which talks about just your skin. And honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I haven't really posted a lot because I stopped wearing makeup at one point, which is, it happens. And I'm not wearing makeup today, which I'm not gonna be when I record and I'm sitting down talking to you. Sometimes I have makeup on, sometimes I won't. Like, it really just depends on what's going on. Right now, my face is just really clean. And I was just like, let me get on camera and just get this out before I don't do it. And I'm really good about having these creative ideas and not going forth with them. So I'm just like, I'm gonna sit down with my clean face, my naked face, and go and do this video. So and then we have Mirror Check for Presents Self Awareness. Now, originally, when I created Self Awareness and Mirror Check Presents, Mirror Check is actually a nonprofit organization that I created in cosmetology school because I felt like as a student, I personally wasn't hearing myself when it came to certain things. Not only that, but I could tell, sometimes my fellow classmates, they were walking, and we were walking zombies. And at the time, it was just like, how are you taking care of yourself? Do you actually take the time to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you? Do you take the time to look in the mirror and just say, how are you today? When you look in the mirror, what do you see? And I'm actually looking in the mirror at myself right now because I have a mirror in front of me. But have you tried that? Have you ever taken the time to actually just look in the mirror and say, hello, how are you doing? I love you. Like, what do you say to yourself when you look in the mirror? Do you even look in the mirror? I've asked, and when I was doing this research of creating Mirror Check, I went around and I started asking people, how many times do you look at yourself in the mirror? And they'll look at me like, what? What are you talking about? And it's true. A lot of people don't really look at themselves in the mirror. They don't take the time to look at themselves, like looking at themselves. Look at yourself internally. And I'll give you an example. So when I was going through this dark place, I was going through this dark time in my life. I wouldn't look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't. And when I did look at myself in the mirror, it was very hard because I wasn't seeing Monica. And it was crazy. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And this is after I created Mirror Check. This is after that, because I was always making sure that I was looking at myself in the mirror, because I was just like, okay, Monica, I was checking on me. I think it's important to check on you, because if nobody checks on you, then who will, So there was just that time where I just wasn't looking at myself, and it was very hard for me to actually look at myself. And at one point, I wasn't recognizing myself, which was crazy, because it was just like, where did I go? And then as I started to get back into things, a lot of people were like, oh, you look like your dad, you look like your mom, blah, blah, blah. At one point I was actually seeing my dad, and then I was seeing my mom. Like, I started to see what they were saying, and I'm just like, and at one point I was like, oh my gosh, I look like my mom. This is great. Why do I look like this lady? Why am I looking in the mirror and I'm seeing her? And she's like, I don't see it. You look like your dad. It was like, no, I see you. I don't know why I see you, but I see you. And at one point I was seeing my dad, but my dad is no longer here. So I can't call him and have these conversations like, yo, man, what you doing? Why you on my face? So, and now I'm slowly starting to look like myself, and I feel good. I feel good. And, I'm trying to, take better steps at taking care of myself. And I'm not saying just taking care of myself like, oh, you need to make sure you wash your face and brush your teeth, but mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, like taking care of myself. That's important to me. I think that when you forget who you are mentally, you lose a lot of things, and you start to go down a dark path, and it hurts if you don't really pay attention. And that's a whole nother story for a different day. We can talk about that another time. But as I'm going down this journey of like knowing myself and seeing myself and just loving myself, I'm like, these are the things that I like to do in high school. Like, I like to do nails in high school. I did nails for a really long time in high school, and I just stopped. And I was like, and the reason why I started doing nails is because my mom used to have this lady that came to the house, and she would do our nails. And I just thought that was like the coolest thing. And the best part about it, she looked like me. She looked like me. And I was like, she looked like me, and she doing nails. I want to do that. So then I was just like, I want my own business, and I want to do that, and blah, 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 blah. And, I did nails for a little bit, and then I started, actually, I've been actually doing hair. I want to say I started doing my own hair when I was about 10, 11, 12. And then I started doing my sister's hair, and then I was doing my cousin's hair, and then my brother's hair, and then his friend's hair, and then the guys in high school, and then other people will be like, hey, can you do my hair? And I'm like, yeah, I can do your hair. The funny thing is that I was braiding natural hair, okay? And sometimes I would crochet, and at the time my specialty was crochet, okay? And for me, it made a difference. Like, I like to braid to the back. That was one of my things. I like to do that. I like to sew in the hair and everything. I tried to do like sew-ins, and I didn't like that. But those are the things that I'm going to talk about more on Patreon and the mentorship section. I'm actually getting that together now. And I think it's important to understand what you want to do and what you like. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I know that when I was going through this path of trying to find what I wanted to do, I had people like, that is ugly. Why are you doing that? Like, you have no taste. You have no style. Like, look at you. You can't, but everybody is different. And if I would have known that in high school, it would have been easier for me to stick with what I was doing, so I could perfect the things that I was doing. So I just thought that was interesting, because I'm still on this path of walking to the beat of my own drum. I've always done that. And even though I had a little rocks thrown at me in my adult life, it's a little bit different from being in high school and being bullied to being an adult and being bullied. I feel like people are it hits different, because it's just like, we grown. Like, why are you doing this? And why is this in my mind, and it hurts so bad? Why does it hurt worse than when I was 16? Like, that to me is like crazy, because it's just like, I'm going to jail. Okay, change your mindset. Don't say that, because words are powerful. Rewind. Do what you was about to do. Like, I have to regroup things, because people are mean because they're not self-aware. That's what it is. People are mean because they're not self-aware of what they want to do. They don't know the lifestyle that they want to live, or they're just not into creating a lifestyle for themselves that fits them. And I say that because there are so many people that will talk about you or say things and find it funny. It's just like, well, what's funny about talking about somebody else? Like, what's funny about that? I mean, yeah, we could find humor in it, because some of us grew up like that. Some of us grew up joning on each other. Some of us grew up getting bullied, and we laugh at our pain, like Kevin Hart, right? But the gist of it is just to be aware of you and your surroundings. So I'm rambling now, but the main objective of this video was to just go back and talk about Like Love Luxury and how it began. And it just began with me being in cosmetology school and me creating these different ideas and really just putting them out there and then putting pause on them. Just pausing on it. And now I'm about to press play, and we're going to move forward, because I really feel like this is something that the world needs, a little bit more positivity, because we really don't have that. And being aware of yourself and holding yourself accountable, because that's important as well. Like, accountability goes hand in hand with being self-aware, and self-aware is the foundation of self-care. And I say this because a lot of people will be like, well, I'm having a self-care day. Okay, what you doing? Oh, I'm going to get my nails done and I'm getting a facial. Oh, okay, and then what else? So, and we could dive in deep and talk about those things at a later date. But I am really excited to push this forward. I'm excited. It's been too long. 3 years too long for me to actually sit down and make a video just about self-awareness and what it actually really means to me. So these are just my thoughts and my opinions, and we can respectfully agree to disagree. That's okay. Definitely just be respectful. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you all soon.